But it's always good to be able to be multi-skilled in different areas because you become more valuable as a person yourself. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of All or Nothing. I'm Brett Campbell, the guy holding the camera, which you can't see. His name is, we won't give him any street cred. Nah, Jakey, mate, how you doing today? How's your first week back in?
I feel like I've been back for a month.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I feel like it's just been a long weekend. Chris said it best. It literally doesn't feel like I've been on holiday. Holiday? What holiday? But big week, first week back. And it's not stopped, we've still got another day of it. Super exciting, gonna be catching up with a few clients today. Got something secret here, don't show what it is, but these documents can be game changing for the team. Yeah, boom. So, getting that in place, and got half the team away today though, sick. It seems a bit odd, doesn't it? First week back. I'm kidding. Horrible time for anyone to be sick. We're still getting it done though. You can't build your business around one person. For example, when I was solopreneuring it, if I was sick, nothing got done. So it's creating the diversity, creating the multifaceted team members where you're not just reliant on that one person. So if someone does, in this case, someone's away for an entire week, first week back, sick, how do you cope? And look, you can't always have two people doing one job, right? But you need to be able to have someone who could come in and at least weather the storm on a particular job or a role or a deliverable for, at least a week period. That's the way around managing tasks, especially when you've got a lot of tasks, you get a lot of different deliverables. And the great thing for us is it doesn't matter if someone's sick. Multi-train people in different disciplines. That's why you look at the cricket, look at cricket as a sport. Whether you like it or not doesn't matter. But the all-rounders, the all-rounders are multifaceted. They're good at batting and they're good at bowling. So you have a bad day at batting, you can pick it up in the bowling, which has nothing to do with someone being sick, but I thought it did. I think it's having multiple specialists. You don't go into a cricket test with just one main bowler. You gotta spread your team out. Well, even football teams, they got their reserves. The reserves are generally all round, they can play anywhere in the back. Or you get some people, like a Greg Bird, play any position on the field, which is a really valuable thing to have because it's that whole jack of all trades, master of none type scenario. But it's always good to be able to be multi-skilled in different areas because you become more valuable as a person yourself.
Do you think it's more valuable than being the best at one thing?
Generally speaking, no. You look at a brain surgeon versus a GP. The brain surgeon is going to be able to, acquire a higher financial reward, I guess you would say. But then you got to go, well, if it's not just financial, if you're looking at it from even an enjoyment perspective, and I know we're flipping the whole thing here, but as an individual, I'm definitely what I would call a jack of all trades, master of none. Doesn't mean I'm not good at anything or I'm not a leader at something. Being able to have that diverse skill set to be able to take up the slack if needed anywhere with anything. Why I know Campbell Media Group will become an amazing success is because it's built on a foundation where I'm not hiring people hoping that they know how to do something that I don't. Especially in the instance, as the company grows, it's obviously going to get to a point where I don't know how to do everything and I don't want to know how to do everything and I won't do everything. Right, you're not seeing me sit down coding an app, but I know enough about the process to be able to at least manage and understand what that outcome should look like or how we should get to that outcome. I said to you by the end of next week, you need to have 5 more sessions. That could literally be 1 or 2 clients.
Yeah.
Or it could be 3 clients or 5 clients. Because this is what I want you to do. If you're getting to 15 clients, that means $1,500 a week. Number one, you need to get to a financial situation where you're not trying to scrape for the next dollar, where's it coming from. So the excitement now to build a team can be exciting because you're like, oh, I can get revenue from there. But there's time, effort and energy needed that's going to get taken away that you're not going to be able to generate income from. There's going to be a lot of lost time up front. Makes sense? When we bring someone on board, we're paying them a full-time wage. There's a lot of lost time up front because there's the training and doing and the, so we're not generating revenue, anything from them. But as long as we're in a position where we can financially secure that, then that needs to happen, okay? I would be suggesting you is get yourself up to those 15 sessions. That needs to be your only goal. Become ruthless about getting 5 more sessions. Be ruthless. If anything, I'd say get to 16, because then you can there's a sort of a leeway inbuilt for a drop-off type. If you have to get 5 clients next week or 5 sessions next week, what does it mean you got to do? If it means you got to stay at that gym 12 hours a day, it's what you got to do. And because you're working at a gym, and a little bit different, I was working in a fitness first, there was a lot more members. But if I ever wanted a client, I would get on the gym floor and not leave the floor until I signed me a client. Sometimes I didn't sign a client, but I waited till the gym shut before I left, So here's what I would say is, don't spend another second on online, another second on building a team member or finding out how to build a team member until you get those 5. And you put yourself on lockdown and go, F it, I'm gonna get those 5. If that means I need to speak to 200 members, or if that means I need to get on the phone members who have been at the gym for more than 2 weeks, or any new members that I can call them and offer them a complimentary session to get them in. If I can go and call 800 people in a day, I don't give a f. Whatever you got to do. It's becoming relentless and doing whatever it is that you have to do. And a lot of the times it's not pretty. It's just grunt work. It's hard grunt work. Bit of a recap of what's gone on over the last week. Some things to mention, big changes that they're having with the newsfeed and how that's going to look and how that's going to affect businesses. Pages, fan pages. So it's definitely going to affect what we're doing. So I'm personally excited about it, because every time something like this happened, it just allows us now to be able to go, okay, how can we forge ahead? How can we crack the code? And then will become even more important. So when Facebook did this back in 2013, I think it was. I think they might have closely hit 1 billion users around that time. What happened was, again, when there's more users, there's only so many posts that people can see, right? So the only way Facebook could sort this solution out right now, because they've just hit, they're over 2 billion users now, is either have more users or they have to somehow reduce content, because there's too much content for the user base. So right now, they're drastically cutting down basically reach on, I don't know what that looks like, because again, no one knows yet, but don't be surprised if there's, and this is why it's always important for us to stay on, the cutting edge of looking at the stats, looking at, reach of pages, because again, back in 2013, some of our pages were getting like 10, 20,000 likes on a post, and then it just overnight dropped down to 1,000 likes. I was like, what the fuck? So you look at the reach graph is like this, and then went, it's going to happen. So it's going to be happening right now. So we need to go, how can we adapt? How can we learn from that? And this is where I was saying, on Monday, how it's all about, now what language do we use? What wording do we use? How can we say the same thing but different? And that's what we're going to need to come up with. So have a read over it. I want to get on Monday everyone's opinion around it, and also solutions on what you think we could do. Hi, I'm Brett Campbell.
I wonder, how does that sound? Would that work? I still want to try and pack up at the same time.
That's all we got for today. First week down. We've recorded our 3rd episode of Notified, so if you haven't yet checked that out, be sure to go and check that out. Why am I holding this and that? I am Friday night. I'm taking my wife's birthday tomorrow, so I'm taking her out to dinner tonight, so I'm looking forward to that. Got a bit of a nice weekend planned, and that's it. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Let us know below something you've taken away from an episode today, or why do you keep looking up there? What's up there?
I'm looking here because the battery's about to die.
So with that, I'll see you next week. The weakest mic drop in history. Thank you for watching today's vlog. If you would like to tune into another episode, hit the video on your left, and don't forget to subscribe by hitting the link on the right.